What's up, Gemini? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting March 17th, 2025. Gemini, I hope all is well. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all the Geminis who are celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Just going to cleanse the deck of doing Taurus's messages here for the week, not reading any reversals. So let's get right into it. Without further ado, what are the messages coming up for my twins this week? Messages for Gemini. Welcome any new subscribers. I appreciate you. Okay. Energies for Gemini. All right, energies for my twins. Let's cut the deck and begin your messages and see what is coming up for you potentially. Now, I apologize if it sounds like I'm losing my voice. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, let's get through this. Gemini, we're going to start off with the first card for you, and it's the Five of Wands. Five of Wands here represents friction, of course. And I always say it's the projection of friction, of energy that may come to you, regarding other people. So, if that is the type of energy that you are dealing with or could be dealing with this week, don't add fuel to the fire. I always say it's what's going on with them, ain't got nothing to do with you. If you don't add fuel to the fire, ignore it when it comes about. It will go away just as quickly. If it is not that type of energy here for you in terms of dealing with any fights or disputes with anyone, Gemini, then you could just go through the week feeling a little bit of restlessness, and that too shall pass. All right, so following the Five of Wands, now we have another five, the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles here is any concerns or worries over your money, coming up short, not having enough money to pay the bills. But in this case here, and since I'm using this deck, she's very happy because she's hit the jackpot. There's people out here outside looking in through the windows, one in a wheelchair, one looking very desperate, and there's a child, I think. We don't know if she's going to share her winnings, her earnings with these people. So, it's something that remains to be seen. However, this is still regarded as my ghosting card, Gemini. So hopefully you're not ghosting someone, and someone is not ghosting you in the form of communication. If it is regarding your finances, just note that it's temporary. It's not something that's going to be permanent. You still could be the Gemini that still donates your money and your time to worthy charitable causes, all right? Not going to throw clarifiers on either of those fives. Just going to continue. Now, you received the Tower here. Okay, so the Tower shows up here, the Major Arcana. I just pulled it for Taurus, and there are additional energies that I have decided to toss. So you're the second sign. The Tower following the Money card. I always say there's always the ability, anything involving stock markets, businesses closing up. Every week I see that there's some company, major company, that's either shutting their doors completely, laying off workforce. Of course, we're dealing with this new administration. They're ripping up the federal government in terms of federal employees. Now they're going after educators or education. So they're going to be cutting back on, possibly laying off teachers. So it's a lot that's going on here. This Tower is part of that energy. Anything shocking or devastating in Taurus's scenario, I asked for a clarifier. I will ask for a clarifier for you as well, Gemini. But for them, it was the King of Wands. The King of Wands in this deck. I'm not going to fish through the deck just so that you can see it, but you can look at their video. Had the King of Wands. It was like he was blind and he was running a race or something like that. But he had these people that were supporting him and cheering him on. However, to clarify that Tower, I said that, and it was just me, just coming up with some information that came to me while I was clarifying it, that's mass deportation. Those people that were cheering him on, including him, were people of color. All right. So we only have to wait until next week to see what's going to happen. So let me finish and go back here to you, Gemini. Stay on subject here. This is following a money card. So this is anything related to any businesses that are reducing the workforce, that are shutting down, closing the doors, filing bankruptcy, chapter 5 or whatever, chapter 13 or whatever chapter is in your area. It could be anything involving our stock markets, like I said before. Losses. I just see financial losses in the markets, or having to do with even though they had just reported that the something wasn't what the hell was that I seen? Inflation was still at a standpoint. Well, of course, the prices haven't ticked up just yet, but they will. Okay. This is people not affording things because the prices are going to be jacked up. All right. So, why did the tower here show up for Gemini? Why is the tower here? Let's see if we can make sense of this tower. The tower would still mean anything, including our weather. Gemini, as I always talk about, it could be earthquakes. It could be anything shocking or devastating on a worldly manner or global manner. The wars, anything. All right, but why did the tower show up here for Gemini? Yeah, definitely that money card. That something to do with losses of money. Okay, so again, another money card has shown up here, trying to balance. Now, this could be the the administration, new administration, trying to balance things out in terms of or it could be two things that the government goes after. Now, like I mentioned, he went after the federal employees. Now he's going after educators. Okay, so this is him trying to balance something out that could be one of the messages, not something that's written in stone. But because it's a money card again, okay, there could be two more businesses that we read about or hear about that's either closing their doors, cutting the workforce. Now, this could be, now it just seems like we're the airports, the airlines, Delta, I think it was Southwest, US Air, somebody was cutting back on something. So we might hear more about that this week. Okay, that there's either two companies or the other messages that I said. Now, keep in mind that, anything I say, Gemini, is not written in stone. This is something that I'm coming up with, and I feel that, if I'm speaking it is on an empathic level. Okay, you can take it for what it's worth or not at all. Anyway, that's the Two of Pentacles clarifying that tower here. I think two more businesses, major businesses that are known or phasing out, shutting down, closing out, or something. All right, so here we go with the sun. So here's the reprieve here. The sun will definitely take down the energy of the tower. And I always say when the tower and the sun are present in the spread, there's an expectancy of blackouts, power outages. It could be anything involving devices. Trust me, it never, ever fails, okay? That there could be reports that, you hear about someone lost power. So, yeah, I get that right off the bat. But anyway, this is still a very positive card. The most positive card in the tarot deck here is still about happiness, achieving success, feeling very, very childlike possibly. Some of you guys may be going through medical exams and checkups this week. Could be routine. You're going to be fine. The sun also, too, when it comes to laboratory work, including blood work, x-rays, that falls underneath the the energy of the sun. You could work in the capacity of the health industry. Could be the Gemini that I'm reading for that lives in Florida, California, possibly wanting to travel to those two destinations. or somewhere else that's warm, sunny, and welcoming. All right. The sun also comes in to heal when it comes to healing emotions, physical, mental. That is all coming from the energy of the sun. Anyone who, if it's not you, Gemini, may know someone who's undergoing treatments for cancer, radiation, chemotherapy. That's the sun. They'll be fine. The sun never comes in to dimmer, it always comes in to brighten. So feeling energetic, feeling vibrant. Again, I said successful. The yes answer to any question that you have for yourself. All right. Up next now we have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands here is just one of my busy bees, but also too, again, I always pay attention to the deck and what the character is doing. Clock on the wall, 10 o'clock, maybe some sort of timing event where she's in front of her work. She's like really frantic because maybe she's missed a deadline, okay, or with her work assignment. Otherwise, whatever it is that you got to do this week, energetically, the Ten of Wands will come in to assist you to carry out what's on your plate or what's not on your plate, okay? So that could be, related to work-related matters. It could be doing things for yourself, Gemini, for family members, friends, romantic partners, having the energy to complete the task. All right, so up next is the major arcana, the moon. The moon I will not use in terms of taking down the energy of the tower. And the reason being is because the moon is very fluent when it comes to emotions. Okay, so you have to keep in mind, because I always say when the moon shows up here, you have to make sure that your emotions are in check, that you're not, you're balancing your emotions the best way that you can. You're not allowing your emotions to be too high or allowing your emotions to be too low. You always want to strike a balance in the middle. However, the moon comes along here in your spread to illuminate some things that may have been hidden from you. Okay, any secrets, any and it's not just involving likes and crushes coming forward, but any secrets that were kept or hidden from you from someone else. Cycle of energy is moving away from you, most definitely, Gemini. A new phase is about to open up. Most importantly, to trust your intuition. That moon is all about that intuition. Trust the process of what you feel in terms of what you get in your gut for the first time is the correct answer for those inner voices. Okay, so there are some changes. Could be some emotional changes coming through for some Geminis, maybe directly attached to that tower. Up next now we have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is something that is very positive. Either you're moving towards it or it's moving towards you. Three of Wands also too represents any types of energy in terms of slowness or stagnation, picking up speed. That could be with a relationship. That could be with a project, whatever. If you guys are traveling this week, then you're going to be safe to and from. And I also assign long distance love affairs and romance with the Three of Wands. Following the Three of Wands, now we have the Eight of Blades, which is the Eight of Swords. Fear, it's overthinking, it's nervousness, panicking, not trusting is underneath the tower. That may be significance. The baby's in the crib. The dog is howling. She's at the window like she's at her wit's end. If you are dealing with this type of energy here and it expresses itself towards you this week, Gemini, please work on those energies to take down the energies of conflict for you so that if you don't do anything about it and the energies just sit idle, then it leads up to something worse, which is usually the Nine of Swords, and you don't want to deal with that. However, be careful not to infiltrate your mind unnecessarily, worrying about, becoming anxious about, nervous about anything that has yet to occur or come. That includes the fact that it sits underneath that major arcana, the tower. I oftentimes read that the Eight of Swords could be a break in communications with family members, friends, romantic partners, whether they're at a distance or not. stressed out because of child care, stressed out because of pet care. All right, so I won't throw a clarifier on that one. Up next here is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands came up in another reading, and I just said, any decisions or actions that you move forward with this week, Gemini, you always have to go forward with that situation, because if you don't, this is the card that represents regrets. Stand your ground. But also, too, in the other reading, I picked up that there could be a week of protesting. Again, the lady holding the sign could be part of a protest. You have police presence. So someone could be, we could experience or hear about some sort of form of protesting, maybe attached to what I already said in Taurus's messages about deportation. I feel that the numbers are going to go up in terms of deportation. Next week specifically, that may be something else totally different, but I feel that there is some sort of and I think protesting is going on right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think protesting is taking place right now, but I think there will be an uptick of more protestings, not in just one specific area. This is throughout the United States. Okay? This is throughout the United States. All right, so the card up here next for you, Gemini, is Queen of Blades. Queen of Swords is you have to be careful of not to allow your energies to get involved in any types of gossiping this week. Okay, but there is a major decision following that Seven of Wands. I said any actions or decisions that you follow through or that you go through this week, you make sure that you follow through. More specific here, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is very determined. Okay, she's also may have communicated already, clearing up some sort of confusion, uncertainties, or doubts or fears that are associated with a situation, person, or event. Okay, she mirrors over here to the Eight of Swords. That may have something to do with you having to do something about the Eight of Swords energies. Now, although she's in a laboratory, it appears to be a laboratory. She might be a doctor or whatever. There's materials in front of her and stuff like that. And she's finger pointing. So it could be that she's either directing someone or she could be chastising someone. She definitely don't seem to be happy. And then she has a scalpel in her hand. I just noticed that. She has a scalpel in her hand. It's like, if you don't, I'll cut you. That type of situation. Whoa. Well, I hope that's not the case for you, Gemini, but let's throw some additional energies here for you to see what is going on here. And we have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is sadness and disappointment. So now you have 3 fives in a spread. Five of Cups. You can see the lady who is draped over her, whoever she's grieving over, tombstone. The dog is here, the pet. 3 flower vases are up, 2 are down. So she's not paying attention to the 3 flower vases that are up. She's still sad. Now, this could be anyone who may, pay tribute or take a trip up to visit any departed family member or friend and visit, the gravesite. Maybe put some flowers there. It could be a dog, could be a pet that you visit this week. The sadness or disappointment may not be what is held, handed to you. Could be a child of yours, of course, as I always say. Could be someone else in the family. Could be a romantic partner. Could be a friend. But I feel that just looking at this whole scenario, someone could be paying a visit to pay tribute to someone who has been, who has passed away that they were close to or that they knew. Following the Five of Cups here, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Money is strong here in this instance. Ten of Pentacles represents abundance. It represents inheritances. Good for any Gemini that I'm reading for: promotions, substantial pay raises, bonus money. Now, if you're the risk-taking Gemini, that's into gambling, playing the lottery, casino runs, and stuff like that, just play responsibly. Okay, so this is the family unit that you see, but also too, I said the presence of the pentacles when there's the tower could also indicate a business shutting down, closing up, downsizing, and so forth. Keep that in mind. All right, but this is still for those other Geminis that don't experience any of the other stuff. All right, so the last card I'm going to draw here for you, Gemini, is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups here represents good emotions, intuition, definitely like the moon. Pay attention to your intuition once again. There may be many options that open up to you this week, Gemini. But also to receive the Seven of Cups in your spread could mean you're already benefiting, or there could be an extension of energy coming towards you from those benefactors, romantic partners, friends, platonic, romantic partners, friends, family members in terms of dedication, devotion, as well as love. Someone may be deciding to get a tattoo this week as well. Whether or not it's going to be on the shoulder, doesn't matter. Someone's thinking about a tattoo, getting a tattoo. All right, so this is what I have for you this week, Gemini. Pretty extensive here. So, it's just me interpreting these messages here. Always take what's going to work for you. Leave the rest alone. Always throwing in an extra caution of safety when the tower is present in your spread. Be vigilant, not paranoid. You're going to be all right. Always come back to get more of these messages from me. Welcome new subscribers once again. Stay smiling, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.